the good Lord has been gracious unto us, seen us through the first half, and we are beginning the first half. He who has been there for us, seen us through it, giving us health, giving us life, giving us strength. We are very, 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 very optimistic that He is the same God who will carry us through to the end of the year, and for us to go into the new year and the many more years ahead of us. Good morning one more time. And you know how I like to encourage you, right? We're human beings, so realistically, I know everything is not all right. I know that. But if you will have just a little bit of faith and believe that the God who made you is looking out for you and He will not abandon you, you will feel much better and continue to have faith in Him. Everything will be all right in His own time. Good morning. This is Home Affairs. We are live on Joy99.7 FM, also on Joy Prime. My name is Edem Night. And let me say a very big thank you to the team behind the scenes who are helping us to work so hard and to bring you Home Affairs and all the other shows that you will be enjoying today. Home Affairs is brought to us by Corba Payments App, Corba, our lives simplified, and Unga, Mama's helping hand. Thank you for banking on Home Affairs. And Unga, we are so happy to have you back on the show. This morning, we continue with our conversation on men's health matter. Amen. Your health matter too. Last week we started. All we did was just the Q&A. We're just taking your questions. And then Dr. Che, who is a consultant urologist and also a senior lecturer at Kolebu, is here with us again. Doc, good morning.
Good morning, Adam.
How are you doing?
By God's grace, I'm doing very good.
Great. We have said that we don't want to wait. We've been doing this once every year. We don't want to wait, and have like an annual festival of Q&As anymore. So we will be dotting it in along the line, in the course of the year and within the program. But hey, once is the month of June, we focus on all the men. And then, we have a spillover into July. It's okay. Our men are the head of our homes. We cherish them, we respect them, we value them. And so even if we have to dedicate a month, if Dr. Che has the time, we will. We surely will. Anyway, let me also remind us that our Drive Safe campaign is ongoing, and it is brought to us by Joy News Multimedia Group and supported by Toyota Ghana Company Limited. Toyota, superior quality. Avoid all distractions. Keep both eyes and hands on the steering wheel, and keep your eyes on the road. Be visible when you drive, and also keep your lights on. That's how you ensure your safe arrival. So always drive safe. And in the course of the show, I will be telling you more about Unga from Premature, and then the Power of 8 from Adansi Travels, and also a lot more about the Corba Payments app. Doc, we will get into the questions straight away. I was telling you off air that last week after the show, after the downpour, I went to a friend's birthday party. Safo Api to Ankara. Happy birthday to you one more time. It's been, birthday is fast, but you turned 40, so it's worth talking about all year. And then I met, the old boys from Adisadel College, high school boys, and then we had another Home Affairs.
Good.
And I had to let them know that, okay, I am not Dr. Che, so I'm unable to answer the questions. But there was one very important question they asked me to carry along no matter what. So I will start with that question. I hope they are listening. Mm-hmm. They said that they sent a message and then sent them, via email as well. And the question is, can you determine the potency of a man's sperms only through, medical examination? Because they believe that there is another way of doing it, which is that they're saying that when you put the sperm on a clean sheet and you fold it, right? After some few minutes, when you are trying to unfold the paper, it should stick together like glue. But if you are just able to, unfold it easily, then it means that the sperm is not potent enough. How true is this test? They really want to know.
Good. The truth is that this is the first time I'm getting this analogy being made. uh-huh. But let's look at the sperm parameters. I mean, probably here you're looking more like the physical characteristics, which goes in quotes, probably will call it the viscosity
Okay.
of the sperms. So the sperm first comes as a liquid, and then it solidifies a bit like a blood clot. Before then, it will break it down to the liquid.
I see.
So I had a feeling that we are testing the ability of the sperms to achieve that viscosity. So we expect it to clot, which is something we look at it. If it doesn't clot, it means that once it gets into the woman, it's going to pour away. So once it gets to the woman, there must be a bit of clotting to keep it there. Then it is then broken down to liquid again for the sperms to move.
I see.
If a sperm does not clot, as they call it, does not stick together, that means that it's likely to pour away from the woman, and you not get the number of sperms that are there.
Does it also have anything to do with its potency?
No, it's just one aspect of the issue. So probably I'll say that is one aspect. There are almost about 15 parameters to it all, but this is only one aspect.
I see.
But the most important is the count. So you can get it sticking together, but it's an empty. It's an empty. So it can be just a glue, without any seeds in it, and it will stay together. But the important thing is the seed. Not the
So it could be sticking together, but you still could be firing blanks.
No, blank, very extremely blank.
But to see whether it is effective for reproductive purposes, then that one you will have to go through the rest of, and then that depends on the count, the sperm counts. Okay, I hope the question has been answered. All right, I have. So we had a lot of questions from last week, so we'll start with that, and then we will move on to what we will be receiving today and activate the phone lines as well. This one says, Adam, I have been married for 12 years for the past 2 years. For 12 years, and for the past 2 years, she has refused to have sex with me. We've had conversations several times, and all she says is that she has lost interest in sex. She doesn't care if I go outside to do it. What should I do? I don't know if Dr. Che is able to give some advice on this.
Yeah, it's quite a difficult one. I mean, if someone says I've lost interest in sex, there's so much to it. I mean, is it because the man is going out? Sometimes someone really feels scared that you are going out, you may bring one disease to me or the other. So then don't get close to me unless I see that, you are straight out there. Maybe the stresses of work, maybe it's got a condition going on, one sickness or the other, especially those who have pain at sex because of an infection here and there or a previous surgery here and there or a problem with delivery.
Yeah.
So there may be issues. I mean, I think it's quite a blanket statement, I'll put that way. But you need to sit down and tease it out and find out what is the main issue. Some of them are psychological, counseling, assurance will be there. Some of them will require the man to could behave and do the right things, and that to be appreciated. A couple came to me and the woman will not allow the man to touch. And the issue was that, she gets pregnant and the man wanted to abort the pregnancy.
Oh.
So if that's what you're going to ask me to do, then don't get cool. Why should I? And that is against my manner. So he's married, but and that is happening. So then don't touch me. So there may be issues that needs to be addressed with. Once she's confident that those issues are being taken care of, it's likely that she may respond. One of the things could be premature ejaculation. Anytime you come before she can say, Jack,
you're gone.
She will tell you, don't come and trouble me and raise my hopes and dash it. So we need to talk about it. I mean, it's quite a huge area, and I think that one-to-one and understanding could be better.
Great.
A few things may not be medical, that the man may not be able to. A few things could be that she has talked about it for the past 10 years and virtually decided that now I'm not going to talk about it anymore, So they need to talk about it, but the man must be willing to give grounds. It could be the reason why she's backing off.
So you need to have conversations, talk about it, and if in the course of the talking it is sounding or seeming as though you may be having medical issues, then you will have to see your doctor. But don't give up. Dr. Che is saying that you will have to necessarily have that conversation. Keep talking about it, because I can imagine also that it will be very frustrating for you, a married man, and then your wife says that I have lost interest in sex and so she won't allow you. that could be very troubling. So have conversations around it. If you need to see a professional counselor, please do. If you will have to arrange to see a doctor, please do as well. Please, good morning. Kindly ask the doctor's opinion on my behalf. I have a friend who confides in me that he watches pornography to masturbate. Sometimes I feel doing same because we are all single, but I am afraid it might affect my sexual life. I researched on it, and according to the research, it's not bad to masturbate, but should not overdo it. Please kindly help.
Good. So, anytime there's a thin line to walk, it's difficult. And masturbation is one thing that there's no thin line. I mean, most people go overboard, sometimes to a point of hurting themselves. So, watching pornography, it may reset you to a point such that, first, you are always, have sexual issues on your mind. You can't concentrate at work and other things. Second is that if you masturbate and it's that easy to get masturbation, you exhaust yourself. So there are people who are very, very less productive in their academic work, in their social lives, because they always want to be on their own and get this experience, which keeps demanding more and more. As you said, they say more is bad. But the truth is that this one, we watch one film, the next one you want something more stronger. So it takes everything out of you. The important thing is that it will affect a natural relationship. So here you are, you can masturbate 3 times a day. And then the woman who says that come here twice a week or come here 3 times a week. It can be very, very frustrating because you're used to an easy access and masturbation. So it will reset the system in quite a difficult situation for you. Probably your best staying away because that thin line is difficult to walk. Once you start, the system will crave for more and more and become blunting in some other areas.
Joy, let me ask a follow-up question on this, because then we have all also read that, like he's saying, self-pleasuring to explore yourself, to discover yourself and all that isn't too bad. Are we saying that it is bad and so you don't have to pleasure yourself in any way?
We say it is bad.
Okay.
I use the word excess. But the one thing about self-pleasuring is that it keeps moving on. I mean, it's call it positive.
Where do you stop?
Very good. It's positive feedback. It is. The next is just 10 minutes. Now, before you are aware, it's 30 minutes. Before you are aware, you are indoors and close the door all the way and you even come out.
Yeah.
So it is, but I think you should watch it. It's a very thin line you want to talk. Yes, you want to explore yourself. I mean, you may find a disease, you may find a condition when you're examining yourself. So it's natural to examine yourself, natural to look out for how things are, natural to see whether you're aging, you're getting young. I mean, it's a natural thing to see how you are doing. It boosts your self-confidence and everything else. But there's a thin line between doing the normal thing and going excessive. And self-pleasuring normally tends to take you excessive. It tends to take you excessive. So you must always have to probably draw back and ask yourself, how am I handling this issue? Is it now becoming more of a problem to me than what I initially intended to do? So that's what I would say. It's quite a thin line.
I mean, like what you said is very right. I'm talking about the gentleman who sent in the message. When you read around these things, it tells you that it's okay to be able to pleasure yourself a little bit. But what Doc is saying is that, where do you draw the line? Where do you stop? It could be very addictive because it excites you. And then, of course, if you're single, then you might think that, okay, I'm not hurting anybody. But if you eventually get married, was it last week you read a message like that? Exactly. You get married, and then you'd realize that you have your wife beside you, but you'd rather, masturbate. And then you begin to have problems in your marriage and all. So Doc is saying that if you can, avoid it. That's right. My name is Kobna from Osu. My issue is about urine. I do urinate normal, and sometimes when I have an erection and I am urinating, it divides. And when I hold the urine or press the penis a little, it flows normal. Is there an issue?
Okay. So we talk about splitting of the urine.
What is that? Why are people so worried about it? It comes up every time.
Yeah. So the urine normally should come as one stream, like you open a tap, one stream, shoo. But the truth is that within the urethra or the tube, there's a lubricant, which allows it to come as one stream. But when you are dehydrated, or, especially when you are dehydrated or too warm, then the tube becomes a bit dry. So when the water or the urine is coming out, initially comes going through quite a rough surface, so it will split. And then the urine itself becomes the lubricant, which then lubricates the tube, and then you can see that it becomes one stream. So it starts as splitting and then becomes one stream. So for us, splitting is not a big issue. It becomes an issue if, in addition to the splitting, you have to strain to pass urine or urinate and then some remains behind. Then it becomes a concern. Is it a scar in there or something that is causing the problem? Now, for the question that he asked, penis has got 3 tubes in there. There are 2 tubes for erection and 1 tube for urine.
Okay.
And all these things are housed in one sheet. And they are competing for space. So anytime there's an erection, this tube becomes enlarged and big and virtually squeeze the smaller one, which does not get enlarged generally in terms of erections. So then it compresses it. So you realize that any man who gets a rigid erection may find passing urine a bit difficult because the 2 tubes have engorged and virtually, squeezed or narrowed the other one. And it's normal. Okay. I mean, once the penis gets flaccid, it will flow normally. Back. So it's a normal thing.
All right. Yeah. So, Kwabna, there you are. There really isn't too much of a problem. But Doc says that if you have to strain to pass urine or you're finding other things problematic, then you may have to proceed to the hospital. But the splitting for, few seconds and then you having, a normal, like a 1 stream urine is fine. Good morning, Adam. I am almost 50. I noticed my penis is shrinking in size. May I know what's wrong or going wrong? B, I have difficulty in getting erection after the first round. Also, I have observed that sometimes my testicle looks bigger and saggy. Anything wrong with me?
Okay, so we'll take...
First one.
Yes. So
shrinking penis, almost 50.
Good. So normally the penis should not shrink. If you say the penis is shrinking, then most men is because the fat part around the pubic symphysis is getting bigger and bigger. So you are putting on weight. So what you're having is not a shrinking penis, but a penis that is getting buried in a kind of fat around, the pubic area. So probably you are putting on weight. Then that comes, why are you putting on weight? Or how do you get the weight out? And I think your dieting and your exercise becomes very important.
Doc, is that the only reason?
But that's the main reason.
Okay.
The other reason is that maybe your hormone levels are a bit low. Again, it still comes with obesity. It still comes with lack of exercise. Because when you put on a bit of fat, the fat serves as a way of breaking down the male hormone testosterone to estrogens. And these estrogens then leads to less testosterone in the system and the fight against erection. And so the erection becomes a bit poorer and poorer. So with the thing that he has said, that the penis shrinking, and then he talks about an erection, you can't go second rounds, tells me that the system is getting clogged and clogged. And I can say that obesity, a lot of, fat around or high lipids can be the reason. The reason why when a man is 20, 24, 30, they can do a second, a third, a fourth round is that the system shuts down, but rejuvenate itself quickly. Because blood must flow around. The heart is fine, the vessels are patent, and this can be done. But as you get older, so you get the diabetes, hypertension, then these vessels becomes a bit clogged. So blood comes in, struggles to come in, and then once the blood is, squeezed out, for the blood to come again, it can be difficult. Sometimes it may take 2 weeks for some people before they can come back to their normal state again. But exercise is helpful because it keeps the heart active. It keeps the blood vessels. You can't believe it. So it keeps the blood active. It keeps the heart pumping strong. It keeps the vessels patent. And then you can get, a second round and a third round. So generally, as you get older, it's difficult to get a second and a third round. But you lose it more rapidly if you're not exercising and keeping the systems patent. Watch your diabetes, watch your hypertension, watch your social drinking and smoking, and then you can keep the system patent. But if you don't do that, the system gets clogged up, you squeeze it out, it takes a bit, like filling a bowl, it will take another 2 years to fill the whole gallon again once it's squeezed out.
I see.
And so that's advice.
Two very basic and lame questions on my mind. Mm-hmm. Does the penis really, really shrink?
Generally not. But the tissues in it can change. Okay. Somebody tells me that my penis now looks like a paper. It can really get a problem. A problem because, as I said, the blood that comes with penis is nutritional. It gives it food, it gives it oxygen. If blood is not flowing adequately into it, it can really change shape. Probably not shrink, but it can become something else. Sometimes the length is still there, but it's somebody says it's deer who, it virtually drops as you pick it up. So yes, it can happen. Normally, if you have got erections at dawn, that's called a nocturnal penile, it's one of the ways the body keeps the penis active, keeping its length and keeping its, structure, everything else. So if you're not getting early morning erections, then you are heading towards the point that the penis really will change. So you can always talk about shrinkage, but the length maybe is the same, but the back goes on. I mean, you can assume any shape, anything at all.
Oh, wow.
So the simple word to use is shrinkage. But if you look at the penis, there are so many things to describe it.
It can assume any shape at all.
That is it, because the tissues in there are virtually, non-existent.
That must be very traumatic for.
That's right. So that exercise and good nutrition and avoiding, watch your social life can keep it going for a long time.
Great. And the second question on my mind in relation to the same, question that came is that the person talked about not being able to do first, second, third round. So for a person like that, if you have these conditions, you're old, you're not exercising and all that, could it be that you just may never be able to have a second erection within, that period?
Yes, you would. Because when you age, it happens. Because remember that the body itself is a thermostat on its own. If it thinks that an erection and sexual activity is detrimental to your health, it will be shutting things down. So if you have got a heart condition, it will not allow you a second round.
Okay.
It will not allow you at all. In fact, you raise your heart such that you yourself will be scared to attempt a second round. So the body has its own ways of check and balances. You can only look at what is happening and try to improve and let the body feel more comfortable. So yes, and just by aging processes, the heart is getting weak, the blood vessels are getting weak, the penile tissues are getting more and more fibrous or thick, may make a second round quite difficult.
Okay.
Yeah. So young men can boast about it, but as you get older, probably you are safer not trying to
do it
because
just
you'll be embarrassed.
Okay, great.
That's right.
Please, is there any health challenge if you don't have sex for a long time? Example, for a year?
No, because the body itself has a way of getting the systems working. So far as erection is concerned, the early morning erections take care of that part of the issue. So the early morning erection makes sure that the penis is always active and is always active. Because we know that if a part of your body is not used for a while, it virtually shrinks, it virtually disappears. But the early morning erection is one of the God's own way of making sure that the erections are kept. So you shouldn't have that. Then, wet dreams is another way of getting the system up. So yes, if you are preoccupied, it may not happen that often because the productions and everything goes down. But for instance, somebody said, if you are watching, film, pornography films and other things, and the system is always active, you have a lot of wet dreams just to get the system emptied of itself. So the system has its way of doing that. So early morning erections will keep the penile strength and erections going, and wet dreams will make sure that everything comes out when they are full up.
Okay, but it may not be giving you health problems, but how important is it for an adult man to be able to, have regular ejaculations? Is it important?
Well, for psychological means, some hormones are produced during orgasm, called endorphins and other things. And these are all important to keep the body calm and active. So, yes, it's pleasurable, yes, but it has a lot of calming effect on the body. When it comes to the urology point of view, we have come to a point to appreciate that ejaculations can protect the prostate. The reason is that if the sperms are in there and they are not coming out, they are broken down to some metabolites. And these metabolites, you call them oxygen-free radicals, can stimulate one growth of a cancer or the other, or if there's something happening, it can make it worse.
I see.
So generally, we say that for the prostate, frequent ejaculation could be helpful to a point. So if you look at the prostate, then ejaculation can be helpful. Yeah, but as I said, it has its own advantages, a lot of advantages.
And to settle it, ejaculation can be helpful, and we are also saying that masturbation isn't too good a thing, and so it means that you will have to have sex.
Yes. So why
Okay.
don't you get married?
And have sex.
Like yes, the legalized way, and everybody's at peace.
And everybody, but not to the point where your wife is running away.
Yeah, that can
Like
be
the
a
call
challenge.
we had last week.
That's right.
Said it's just becoming too much and that she can't take
you
it
can't
anymore.
Take it anymore. Yeah.
Okay, Adam, please, what about the penis enlargement cream? Does it also destroy the penis?
Okay. So I'm not too sure about the cream you're talking about, but when the penis is allowed to stretch beyond its natural or past the duration that is naturally allowed, it gains some expansion, some tissue gets bigger. So, for instance, if you start to take aphrodisiacs frequently, the penis can get stretched, and get some length a bit to it. So, it's possible. But the truth is that, so far as erection is concerned, a huge penis can be a disadvantageous. The reason is that it's difficult. Somebody says it's difficult to bring that penis up, and when it goes down, it's extremely difficult to bring it down. So really, those who keep a much more good erections for a longer time are those who have got shorter penises, because there's very little they need to keep it going. So if your aim is to get your penis to be very big, then you run a risk of later on in life needing more energy and more resources to be able to raise it up. So yes, you can get an erection. Normally, it doesn't affect the tissues if it's slowly. But if you bring it rapidly, squeeze, then you may destroy the internal tissues. And then that can be an issue. I'm not too sure about the cream he's talking about.
Okay, so Doc isn't too sure about the cream.
Unless it's a testosterone cream. Now, if it is a testosterone cream, then we have a challenge. What is the challenge? The testosterone cream contains testosterone. But that testosterone cannot be broken down by the body to a much more potent testosterone. We call it dihydrotestosterone. The natural testosterone that is produced in our body is broken down to the dihydrotestosterone. It's very, very potent, about 15 times potent. And this will make sure that the tissues are active, the erections are okay. Now, when you take the natural or the synthetic testosterone as a cream, it will go and increase the penis size. But what it does is that it destroys the testes. So here you have got a big penis, you have got a big, macho man, but the testis is destroyed and the sperms disappear. So anabolic steroids, whether in terms of tablets or oral medication or creams, are detrimental to the testis. So the bottom line is that the testosterone drops, you have got azoospermia, no sperms, the testis shrinks and gets tiny testes. So finally it's detrimental. Especially if you have plans of getting children, it can be very, very counterproductive. So if the testosterone steroid, cream is talking about, then you are better off staying away, because it will help with the penis, but it will destroy the testis and the natural way of getting testosterone into the system.
All right, so there you have it. Keep your questions coming. We are going to activate the phone lines in a bit. 0302216541 and our WhatsApp line 05511119997 05511119997. And then once it's 7 o'clock, 0302216541. We will take your questions. Good morning, Adam. I'm Roy. I have been married for 4 years. My husband has a low sperm count. We have seen the doctors and most of the herbal medications, but it keeps on reducing. What should I do?
It can be a difficult one. It's difficult because the testis producing the sperms, when the cells are destroyed, they are difficult to get back. So the issue is what is happening to the sperm production system. If we have lost the seeds and the grounds, then it's challenging for us. Whatever may have caused it, whether it was an infection, like a viral infection, whether it was because the person used marijuana before, whether because the person went through some therapy, especially chemotherapy for one infection and one cancer or the other, then it gets destroyed right to the core and becomes extremely challenging. If the core is good, then once we start treatment, whether it's the herbal medications, vitamins, lifestyle changes, then we expect a significant growth taking place, and normally within 3 to 6 months, we have it coming back. Sometimes they are not producing what we call the place is too warm, like there are the standard veins there, what we call the varicose veins, which are virtually burning the ground. We can go and do surgery on the varicose veins, and within 3 to 6 months, we expect a reversal to normal. So we need to understand what the issue is. I'm afraid if it is something that has destroyed the seeds and the core, then we have a big challenge at hand. But normally, with lifestyle changes, a few medications here and there, a few surgeries here and there, we may be able to stop the decline and eventually get a return to normal. But I always say that it's a probability game. If there are sperms, the chances are still there because you need only one sperm to make a baby. So it's a probability game. But it can be challenging because they are not tissues that easily come back if the core is destroyed.
So it can get destroyed to the point where, I mean, it's a hopeless situation.
Yes, it can get to a point that, no, we don't have anything at all left.
Wow. Yeah. But even in that process, you are able to have an erection?
Yes, you can have an erection because there are two major cells there. You have got what you call the ogonia cells, gymnogonia cells. They are little cells there. They produce the sperms. They are extremely sensitive. Anything can just get them destroyed because they are very active cells producing, so they are very sensitive. They have got the Leydig cells, which are very, very resistant. So the sperms picking cells can go away, but the Leydig cells are very resistant and they produce the testosterone, and testosterone will be okay, erections will be okay. But is the ogonia, those who produce sperm that are quite temperamental. So that temperamental. So that can be the issue. Yes. But when we are pushed to this wall, as I said, we try and maximize it. Sometimes we go and take some pieces of the testes, get 1 or 2 sperms, and fertilize the egg with it. Because we need only one. So if we can identify 1 or 2 on the slide, we can just put that 1 or 2 to the lady's egg, what we call the IVF, and achieve pregnancy. If it is nothing is there, sometimes we look for what we call donor sperms. So we look for much more sperm that are active and do that. Or then we have to consider adoption. So there are solutions based on the severity of the condition. But it's still a probability game. And when there's a sperm, we can make use of that sperm.
I think we will take her contact and then probably be able to hook them up with you and see what more can be done. Hoping that it hasn't been destroyed to the core, like Doc is saying, and then there may be some interventions.
That's right.
Great. Before we go on, everyone can use Koba. It's got a payment channel for the big bosses, the market woman, the mechanic, the cocoa seller, and the small shop owner. Sit back, relax, and simply pay for your Old Students Association dues and contributions. Transfer funds from across all bank accounts or mobile money wallets. Top up airtime and data. Pay your insurance, your TV subscription, utility bills, pay school fees, and even pay for watching. I like the sound of that. Do all these and more on Koba and get a free life insurance cover with Prudential Life while you transact your business on Koba. Use Koba and enjoy life's little pleasures. Download the Koba app, spelled Korba, on the App Store or Play Store. WhatsApp channel 0242 0242426186. Did you get that? 0242426186, or just dial *36# and follow the prompts. Koba, our lives simplified. And do you know the new delicious? Oh yes, Ungalicious is the new delicious. Create those amazing moments with your favorite Unga seasoning, no matter your cooking experience. Unga is a delight to make great tasting meals in every home. Unga is convenient to use and it brings out that great taste and aroma in your meals. Let's toast to the new Unga chicken tablet with superior taste and comforting aroma for all your chicken meals. Mama's helping hand, Unga, proudly Ghanaian. Connect with us at Unga Ghana on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And have you heard or seen the Power of 8 tours? Well, Adanse Travels, as part of their 8th anniversary, is offering mouth-watering deals to the capital of Africa, Addis Ababa, and continue the fun in Dubai only for 8,000 Ghana cedis. In Addis Ababa, you will have fun at Entutu Mountain Park, enjoy traditional Ethiopian coffee ceremony, and spend the night at the magnificent Skylight Hotel. Onward to Dubai, the glamour and live performance from Kwame Eugene at Dubai Desert will mesmerize you. For only 8,000 Ghana cedis, you can be part of this historic Power of 8 trip to Addis Ababa and Dubai. And with your flight on Ethiopian Airline, Dubai visa, 4 to 5-star luxury hotel, tours and travel insurance all covered. Note that 8th to 15th August deal is sold out. Available spots 10th to 17th August and selling very fast too. You can book your spot now at www.adansitravels.com or call 059 817 to book Feel Life's Beauty with Adansi. Great. Continue with your questions, and this is Home Affairs. We are live on Joy99.7 FM if you're listening to us, and if you're watching us, then we are on Joy Prime. We are also on all our social media handles. We are saying that men's life matter. Last week we had Dr. Che in the studio. Today we are continuing the conversation. So if you're just joining us, you have missed a bit, but you can continue with us. 0302216541. We can take your phone calls now and keep your questions coming on 055-1111-997. Joseph and Tema sent this one. Adam, good morning to you and your guest. I am 39 and for close to a year I have lost interest in sex. Please, what may be the cause? I used to quickly have an erection by seeing my wife's nakedness, but these days, no. Though I still perform well, but the interest for it is just not there. The only medication I remember I'm taking. Oh, we answered this question last week.
That's right.
We answered this one last week. Could you move on to the next one, please? Okay, good morning, Adam. Please ask Doc if a curved or crooked penis is normal or a sign of an infection.
Okay, good. So the penis must not be crooked.
Okay.
There's some angle of bending downwards, which is acceptable. Okay. But if it bends too much, then it's a concern, because it makes being able to penetrate the vagina becomes a bit difficult.
I see.
So a crooked penis is not normal. Now, what causes the crookedness? One of the common causes is first when people are born with it, what we call hypospadias. So people are born and the opening at the mouth of the urethra is not at the tip of the penis as expected, but somewhere in the middle part of the shaft down there. And it comes with what we call a cordy or a bending on the penis. So we can have that in a child because of this cordy, or if an adult has got this challenge but has not been addressed, they can have a bending on the penis. Now the next important cause of the bending...
It doesn't correct?
We have to correct it surgically.
I see.
On its own, it doesn't correct. Because we do it surgically, trying to bring the tip of the urethra to the tip of the penis, and also virtually straighten the penis to get it straightened. So we need to do that. The next one is what we call Peyronie's disease. Peyronie's disease is a kind of thickening of some of the lining. When I was talking about the penis, I said that the three tubes in the penis are housed within a sheet. And you can have the sheet undergoing difficulties where it becomes fibrotic and thickened and scarred, and they can cause a burning. So this Peyronie's disease is one of the things that can cause the penis to burn. When it starts initially, sometimes a few vitamins here and there, especially vitamin E, can make it correct within a year. It can correct. But if it persists, it can burn to such a point that you may need to surgically go there
and straighten
it up. And so we really need to examine and find out what the issues are. Is it something we were born with it that we have to deal with it, or is this something the Peyronie's disease?
I see.
A few people also have a crooked penis because the two shafts are not the same length. Again, they are also born with it. Because if the two shafts are not the same length, then they tend to bend towards the shorter shaft. So they may have a normal position of the urethra, but it's bending because one shaft is shorter than the other.
And that also needs to be corrected.
Need to correct it.
I see. So, long and short, it's not normal.
No.
Good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Okay, you don't want to give us your name. We will call you Akusia. Oh, no, today is Saturday, so Amma.
Don't worry, it's okay.
Please go on.
Yes, I want to find out, can a man say, after the first round, can a man say he's satisfied? If he still wants more, but he say he's satisfied, is it normal? Is it okay? Or can stress also deter men from having sex? Yes, stress at work, like a manager or like somebody who does a lot of brain work.
Okay, so let's look at it this way. The man, after the first round and ejaculation, says that he has had it, he's fine.
Yes.
Okay, but in this situation, could be that the woman wants more, right?
Yes. Yes.
And then the woman is assuming that it could be stress at work that is making the man not want to continue.
Exactly.
Okay, Doc.
Yeah, so as we said, one ejaculation is in man for a man to feel satisfied. Yeah. So if the man says he's satisfied, I think that he's right. But of course, it's not him alone.
Exactly.
Game. So he is satisfied should not end the conversation. In fact, he should be asking, "How are you? Are you, darling? Are you okay?" If darling says she's not okay, then he has not.
You got work to do.
Yeah, you have work to do. So you have to, up his game. But I agree with you that it can be tiring. If he's a manager, he has to travel out to try and get business and things in place. May be quite exhausted. So sometimes too, I always say you must choose your fights carefully.
Oh.
In other words, you probably a Friday evening, Saturday you are not going to work. That is where you make all the impression you want to create. But if you decide to attempt it Monday morning when there's traffic to catch up, then these issues come up. So yes, he can be certified for one round. And when people get older, they sometimes a period of time they may stay feeling satisfied unless you prompt them. But I think that once the lady is not satisfied,
you're not done.
You are not done.
Your work is not done.
And he should choose his fight carefully.
Earlier this week, I was having a conversation. This conversation sparked a lot of, questions here and there. And sometimes I wonder how they bring the questions to me because I don't have answers to them. Yeah. And this friend, so one of the ladies who called in last week and said that the husband wants it too much and all that. Right. And so somebody was talking to me and said, sometimes we women, we're just too much trouble, in the sense that you could approach your woman and the person tells you that, maybe it's in the night, and then she says, can we rather do it at dawn? Says that we will have to understand that sometimes the feelings cannot just wait.
That's right.
And so in that case, he's saying, and he actually wanted me to ask, in that case, you're so much on fire. You want to be reasonable. And your wife is also trying to tell you that I'm not in the mood. It's not like the person is outrightly denying you, but telling you that this and this and this is the problem. And before you realize, you're so frustrated, you are upset and all of those. And sometimes that anger can be in you for like 3 days.
Yeah.
He wants to find out what is the psychology behind it. I can't do it. Why doesn't it go down? Why can it get you so upset that maybe for 3 days cry, you don't want to have a conversation with a woman? But Doc, I'll come back for the answer. Hi, Boateng, good morning.
Good morning, madam.
How are you?
I'm doing great. How about you?
Great. Boateng, could you speak up for us?
Yes, please.
Okay, beautiful. Please go on.
My question is that when you are done with first round, what would be the duration for the penis to be erected? And my last question is that if in the process of having sex and you are done with when you are done with releasing and the so penis is pulled, is any health implication about that? Thank you.
Boateng, your second question, we missed it.
I should come back again.
On the second one.
Okay, I said when you are done releasing and still your penis is still on, is there any health implication about it?
Okay,
good. So first is ability to come for a second round or third round. I'll say it's a recovery. How fast your system can recover from all the stress.
So it's relative.
So it's relative. And as I said, younger people can easily get it done without difficulty. As we get older, it gets difficult. And for you to keep that youngish approach and move on, exercise and diet and your social life is important.
Great.
If you indulge in alcohol and smoking, you will find it extremely difficult to come back. So look at yourself. If you delay, maybe you want to exercise, you want to go to the gym, you want to do something to rejuvenate the system, and then that. So there's no fixed time. I mean, there's no. It varies. I said some people 2 weeks before they can even come back. But once you start exercising and jogging and doing things, realize that it gets shorter.
It should be
shorter
better
and shorter. So that's it. Good. Now the second question was that, I mean, naturally, when you release or get to orgasm, then the penis must come down.
Okay.
Because the hormones that run change. So you have got what we call adrenaline that comes in and virtually squeezes all the blood out of the penis and shuts the system down, so that the old blood can go away and the fresh blood can come. It takes time to do that. So if you release too quickly, then the systems are still active. It will take a few more times and it will go back. Normally, 15, 20, 30 minutes, the whole system is supposed to come down, so it will do that. If it overstays, then you are getting damage to the penis. And normally it overstays, not naturally, but if you have taken some aphrodisiac. So my question would have asked him whether he uses aphrodisiac. Because if he uses aphrodisiac, then it's likely to stay longer than the system. The system trying to shut it down, but the aphrodisiac will not allow it to shut down because the chemicals that will shut it down are being held at bay.
I see.
And so it stays longer. And then we can get a distraction.
So is it that the moment you ejaculate, your penis should go flaccid?
Generally, it should go. It takes a bit of time. It should go. And it takes a bit of effort for a man to keep it on to satisfy the woman. So we always say that it's better to let the woman be satisfied before you come. Because when you come, the system, the hormones, everything will fighting against you extremely.
I see.
And it takes a bit of effort to keep it going.
I see. Great. Hi, Nee. Good morning. Oh, I lost Nee. Okay. Doc, the question about the anger and the weight and
so not weight. So, yes. So one of the things that the ladies should know is that see, men can get so preoccupied that they will not come close with us. If they get a new car, you will not find them. If they find, Euro Cup going on, they will watch the same match 3 times in the night and they will come and sleep at 3 p.m. You will not find them. So God is always done has put it such that the sexual drive in man can be so strong so that he kicks the book away, he shuts the TV, he shuts everything out to perform the function of making sure that, we are fruitful and we are multiplying. And then there you are. So that is the issue about it. So it's true. It can be so strong and so frustrating. So you are being a man. That is man. You understand? So what the woman, you can talk them out of it.
Talk the man out of it.
Talk the man out of it. That slowly bring the system down. You understand? So don't push them aside. You touch here, you touch there, you don't, I'm going to have a small headache, you will get down. And the system will cool nicely and everybody is at peace.
Look at me.
But if you push them away, I'm afraid it's difficult. And so men have ended up, in quote, raping their wives, not deliberately, but really they have not been able to control the edge that goes with it. So the men must appreciate that it can be very strong and as much as self-control can be allowed. You understand? I always say that she loved you, that's why, he loved you, that's why he gets you. So when you are close, it's extremely difficult for him to push you aside quickly and say, wait till dawn.
I think that is when men are at their...
Yes, so it can be challenging.
A man is very vulnerable when they are in that state.
Yes, So, and that's why we say that, don't unduly excite yourself if you can avoid it. Because if you watch the films and other things and you excite yourself, it can be challenging. And some men have ended up doing things that they wish. They ask themselves, why did I go this way? They wouldn't have done that.
Wow.
So it can be a very strong drive, but for a good purpose. Otherwise, we are in extinct. The generation will be extinct.
Oh.
We won't come close.
Yeah, we will try. Hi, Otimwate.
Hello.
Good morning. Hey, I haven't spoken to you in a bit.
Long time. Yeah.
How are you?
I'm fine.
And the family, the business.
It's hard to get through.
Say that again.
I think you're getting through. It's hard to get through the phone.
Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah.
Great. Let's go on.
Yeah, my issue is nowadays, if I'm donating, it's getting hard. It's not coming. I don't know if it's prostate issue because it's getting hard to. They will need to come. It will come a bit.
Oti?
Once we need that, it's getting hard to come full.
Oti, how long has this been?
Oh, roughly like 6 months now.
Have you gone to the hospital though?
Not yet.
Okay, Dr. J.
Yeah. So I think that is it. I mean, there are various reasons. I mean, for my first question, would be how old are you? Because that have influence on what is happening. But definitely, as I said, split on the urine, we will not say, don't worry. But if you're having straining and you feel you're not emptying very well, then it's important you get close. Otherwise, it may cease abruptly in unusual places. You are traveling to, Hohoy, and then it stops in the middle of nowhere, and it can be very challenging. So I think once he's around a health facility around him, and he can easily, get there, I think he should get an attention. Yeah. If there's no problem, we will definitely tell you that there's no issue. But it looks as if there's an issue. Once he's a man and difficulty passing urine, and once he's thinking about the prostate, then I assume that at least he might be older than 40 years or most in our environment most of the time about 50 years. If he's about 50 years and he has this difficulty, the prostate is an issue, then he should get close. Yeah.
Or to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
I have this one from, she says her name is CA. I want to know the right time, the length of time it should take a man to ejaculate. Because she says it takes her husband sometimes an hour to 1.5 hours to get there. And she gets very tired. And she wants to know if this is normal.
Okay. So the time that a man can take to ejaculate, we normally calculate it when you are in intravagina, when in the vagina. So far as our books and theory is concerned, we will say that 6 minutes is the minimum allowed. But most men can last about 20 minutes, 15, 20 minutes is a reasonable time to expect. So if a man stays in and is staying longer than usual, the first question is, when was the last sexual activity? Because the truth is that once you empty the system, it takes time for it to come again. So a first round may come in 6 minutes or 8 minutes. A second round may prolong to about 20 minutes before it comes. If you try a third one, then it may take an hour before it comes. So the frequency of sex is important. He may realize that if they are doing second or third one or too frequent sexual activity, then it keeps prolonging and prolonging. So that's the first thing I would say. The second thing I also say is that, if the man has masturbated before, as we said before, then he may have reset the system so that it takes a longer stimulation before ejaculation will come. So we need to look at that aspect and then see how we have to do. The next thing is that sometimes some of the men enter the vagina too early. The foreplay is important because the foreplay allows you to be out there and be stimulated to a point that when you go in there, they don't last too long. But if right from the beginning you are in there and all the foreplay is in there, then we have to use that long, and that can be issue. So I think talking to them and looking at the issues, it should be able to be addressed. But definitely 1 hour and 45 minutes is quite a long time. And I've got one lady who also complained a bit. He said, in fact, her concern is that she's virtually late for every program now, and that is her concern, and it was quite distressing to her. So we need to talk about it and see how.
I see. So these things are problems. Yes. Wow. Hi, Bishop.
Yeah. Well, good morning.
Good morning, Bishop. How are you?
I'm doing well by His grace.
All right, great. Let's go.
I just want to contribute to the issue of the man requesting for at 9, the woman saying, let's wait at dawn or early in the morning, and it becomes a problem. The man gets angry for some days and what have you. Well, in some cases, the doctor has explained, but in some cases, the man is not that angry, but the woman may perceive that the man is angry because the man has to be in a certain situation, chatting situation with the wife, relaxed atmosphere, and then the urge for sex comes when they go to bed. But if the man is denied 1, 2, next time he comes, he has to preoccupy himself with some activities, not to be in that conversation stage or relaxed mood with the wife, and the urge will come again. So the woman may think he's angry. He will occupy himself with some activities. So if they talk it over, that, okay, at the time that I come from work, I will have to do this and do that, and maybe attend to certain work, so that all of us will agree that at this time, then the woman too will be occupied, and that conversation wouldn't come for the urge to come, then they will understand themselves. Mm-hmm. But if you stand at your position, it's already at dawn, I will start it when we are going to bed, and you don't have the compromise, then the woman will see that the man is angry, or the man will also see that the woman, is not giving in because of this. So if they compromise, they will see that, yes, this is the time we should be at work, this is the time we should sit and relax, and the foreplay will come before everything will go on.
Okay,
I think this
Bishop.
is where we have to go.
Thank you very much. But this was actually coming from a man. And
Yes.
again, you see, sometimes you don't want to have a schedule for these things. You want to, then sometimes it's very spontaneous. You know, you may not have planned it, you may not have thought about it, but sometimes you just want to do it for the fun of it. So this issue about the anger was actually coming from a man who says that, Charlie, you are on fire, and then they're trying to talk you out of this thing. All the time that you are using to talk me out of it, allow keke, and they go like, sometimes you practically have to go on your knees and beg, because maybe I didn't know. You actually need to get it out, and then for some reason, the woman is unable to receive you. And like I said, it's not like she's pushing you away, but she has a genuine reason why she's unable to meet you at that point in time. And the anger is out of the frustration,
But I think Bishop is quite right with one of the things he said, because if the man ends up, as I said, suppressing things himself, then we dip things so low that making it up again
becomes
can
an
be difficult.
issue.
So dawn may not happen. Then forget about the dawn, maybe the following day. Because for him to bring it down,
Exactly.
he must push things very, very low. And then getting it back at dawn will be
He
extremely
actually said, who
impossible.
says when you are ready at dawn? I'm also ready.
It's very difficult.
Yeah. One more time. Do you know about the new Delicious, that is? Oh, yes. Ungalicious is the new Delicious. Create those amazing moments with your favorite Onga seasoning. No matter your cooking experience, Onga is a delight to make great tasting meals in every home. Onga is convenient to use and brings out that great taste and aroma in your meals. Let's toast to the new Onga chicken tablet with superior taste and comforting aroma for all your chicken meals. Onga, Mama's helping hand. Mama's helping hand. Onga, proudly Ghanaian. Connect with us at Onga Ghana on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Hi, David. Good morning.
Good morning, Adam.
Yes, David.
Adam, I want to find out from the doctor, what are the things that we can eat that will help us? And secondly, what are
help you in what way?
When you eat, that will boost your system.
Okay.
And then the second question is, what are some of the causes for the premature ejaculation?
Okay, David.
Okay. So, what to help us boost us? The male system depends a lot on zinc.
Okay.
So zinc is important. So the natural things that contains a bit of zinc are helpful. One of the things we know is our normal tiger nut. It is
like that. Is it true?
It is true because it contains a bit of zinc.
I see.
That is it. Normal oats meal can also be very, very helpful. So things that contain zinc, they do help in the system so far as that is concerned. Of course, eating very well can be issue, and then watching the social issues, the alcohol, the smoking, the marijuana, this can be detrimental. So these are the things that we can use to be able to deal with it. Drinking a bit of water is also helpful. As we said, blood must flow around. And somebody said, the blood is too thick, it doesn't move around. So drink a bit of water, getting well hydrated is one of the things that can help. So I will talk about the zinc things, the tiger nuts, the oats, and drink a bit of water, exercise, and then avoiding some of the social issues should be able to help address the issue. They ask a premature ejaculation. So we have established that at least intravaginally, a man should last 6 minutes. So if you don't last less than 6 minutes, then we say that you have got a premature ejaculation. So what brings it up? The first, for the commonest cause is erection that is not too strong. As I explained last week, when the erections are strong, the man can be able to understand all that is going on, and the nerves can interpret what is happening. I'm about to ejaculate, let him hold on, let him relax, and this. But if the erections are not too strong, then the man doesn't get this feedback. And so before he can say ejaculation has come. So if somebody complains about premature ejaculation, we will spend a lot of time trying to understand whether the erection itself is strong. The next thing is that if there's an infection in the pelvic area, the prostate, the urethra, the bladder, that can also cause premature ejaculation. Again, these inflammatory processes affect the nerve conduction, so you can't interpret. So there's a lot of inhibitions and suppressions. But if the nerves conduction you can't interpret, then you get a difficulty, and so you get that. But there are people that we don't have a reason why they have got this premature ejaculation. Then we try to understand why. Sometimes because the nerves are firing too much, especially people who are not circumcised. The prepuce contains a lot of nerves. So if you are not circumcised, you are predisposed to get a premature ejaculation. So then our solution will be to do what we call a circumcision for you. And then that will solve the problem because we virtually sacrifice some of the nerve endings. So if somebody who is circumcised, not likely to experience the premature, ejaculation. If you are pushed to the wall, they virtually go and virtually denervate. You cut one or two nerves that is supplying the penis so that, the sensations go down. So generally, these are the common causes of premature ejaculation. But there are some people that by the time the woman even undresses, it has come. And But there are ways of dealing with it. There are natural ways of dealing with it. And there are medications that are very effective in dealing with them. Okay. And surgeries if you are pushed to the wall.
Great. This last one before we go today. Adam, good morning. My son is 6 and has only one testicle. Is it normal?
A big no. We need to find out where the other testicle is. In the normal development, yes. So when you are in the womb and the child is developing, the testes start from inside the abdomen or tummy. We call it close to where the kidney is. And then it will travel all the way down through some holes and come and lie in the scrotum. We call it descension. So it can be arrested or stopped at any point along that path. And so we need to find where it is. Sometimes the testes get destroyed.
That sounds scary.
Yes. Sometimes the testes get destroyed when they are in the womb. So when you go and look for it, you won't find it. Then we are close in our mind that you won't find it.
Then what do you do?
But if the testis is in there, it is predisposed to cancer formation. So we need to get it out. It also affects the sperm that are produced by that testicle. Because the abdomen is very warm, and so it destroys the sperm producing area in the testicles. So we need to find it. Sometimes he says it's not there, but we will examine and realize that it's just peep there. Yeah, so we need to examine first. She says it's not there, but a doctor will examine and see whether it's really not there. If it's not there, there are various ways of finding it. We can do the ultrasound. Sometimes we do what we call laparoscopy. There are various ways of doing that, and we bring it back into the testes if it's possible to do that.
You did say that it could get destroyed, on its path to the scrotum.
Yes, so sometimes the testis in the abdomen is turned on itself and loses the blood supply to it. We heard about torsion where the testis turns on itself and destroys the testis. This can happen in the womb and the testis get destroyed right in the womb. So that when you go in there, you see all the testicular vessels and everything else, but there's no testis because the testis has been bent off.
So if it's not there at all and there's only one in there, what happens?
No, one is okay. I mean, God is reason gave us 2 of them as a backup. One testis is enough to do function for erections, for fertility. One is enough to do that. So if you go there and it's not there, case closed.
But if it is there,
is
there a way to bring it down?
Yes, there are various maneuvers we do surgically to bring it down and fix it such that
it
stays in the scrotum. But his age, I think he needs to be seen because 6 years is quite. I think I had 6. We normally want to do this before 6 months, at most 2 years. So 6 years is quite a long time because then we are trying to get it destroyed completely. So we shouldn't waste time at all. We should just approach any hospital and they'll kickstart the processes of referral if there's a need.
So real quick, you will have to, if you haven't been talking to any doctor, please. Dr. Chase says that you've kept too long, so you have to move very fast. Doc, your final words.
Well, I think I'm impressed about the way the men are out there asking the questions.
And the women too.
The women asking on behalf of the men as well. And I think it's a good thing. I mean, we shouldn't wait till the diseases becomes much more, severe and there becomes a lot of drain on the family. And they should approach the hospital. I said, now you don't need to look for a specialist. Get to the first doctor. And there are a lot of platforms for Ghana Medical Association and other places that they can connect you to a specialist when you need it. So don't look for a specialist. Just look for the first doctor close by you, and they'll connect you to somebody who can offer some help.
Great. Thank you very much, Dr. Che. We have said it that we'll do this again. We won't wait for another year to do this, because we noticed that our men have a lot of problems, and when we do this, they get a lot of answers. So we will do this not too long from now. We will do it again. But Doc, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Let me quickly send this dedication across. This one says, "Good morning, Adam. Kindly do me happy birthday to Florence Tomazia of Tomazia. I hope I'm getting the name right. CEO of Mazia Company Enterprise. May God make you a lady of hope and impact." This is from David Andor of My Joy Online. So happy birthday to you. And this is how we end Home Affairs today. Men's health matter. It's important. Like somebody's been having problems for 6 months, and you're sitting at home. You haven't spoken to any doctor. Dude, I beg you, please see doctors. Have regular checkups. Run regular labs. See a doctor. Let them tell you what's wrong and all that. And let them tell you are fine and be indeed fine. So it's important that you take your health very seriously. And the women, let's push them. They don't like it, but we'll keep asking them to go to the hospital and, have their regular medical checkups so that they are fine. Because for us here on Home Affairs, if your partner is not well, you are not well. And the family is not well, be it the man or the woman. So let's look out for each other. My name is Adam Nightstay, Daniela, Dennis, Biggie, everybody. Thank you very much for supporting us in the background. Next week, we come your way with another Home Affairs. Right from here, we have Weekend City Show. Newsfile will come up. And then you have Showbiz A to Z coming up from 12:15 to 4 o'clock thereabouts. And then the Euros will continue. Have a blessed weekend. Bye-bye.
Joy 99.7 FM.
All it takes is one bad event to affect the things that are of value to you. That home you've built, the business that was bred from years of your hard work, or even that dream car that you finally call your own. But with one bank, you can conveniently protect your properties against future financial losses. So be rest assured knowing your properties are protected under CowBank motto, homeowners and SME insurance policies. Always stay one step ahead with CowBank. For more information, call us toll-free on 0800 500 500. You can also visit any of our